NOS, fantastic publication, fantastic news outlet.
Netherlands.
You remember last week we spoke about that whole the lid being blown off the funding of that big university in Holland, in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And it was being funded by China to basically say that China's got no human rights abuses type thing. They blew the lid on that. So what happens when they are trying to do a live?
Let's see what happens when they do a live stream in China, a live broadcast.
So we've got to set
They're
this
allowed
up.
to do this.
What they're doing is the opening ceremony is still going on at this point. Hadn't even finished the opening ceremony, and the guy's just on the street there to talk about the Olympics and the opening ceremony. So let's watch a little bit what happens here.
En naar onze correspondent Sjoerd den Daas. Sjoerd, jij staat vlakbij het stadion. Wat gaat China de komende uren laten zien?
Ja. 稍等一会儿，往前在新闻联播。Ja, we worden hier inmiddels, je merkt het, al weggetrokken. We zijn net ook al bij een ander gebied weggezet. Dus ik vrees dat wij later even bij je moeten terugkomen.
Ja, dat kan halen, ja. Dat denk ik ook, Sjoerd. We gaan door met het volgende onderwerp. Ja.
Yeah. Yeah. we know that all too well in China,
we do.
By the way,
since I can understand quite a bit, he's not saying anything political.
I only understand the Chinese. It's funny.
Well, she basically is like, okay, so what can we expect to see? Like, you're standing there outside the stadium, and the opening ceremony's just finishing or whatever. What can we expect to see in the coming hours or whatever? And then this. We call him like a Baoan, basically. He's like a
security guard.
He's a security, but he's attached to the police.
Oh yeah,
he's a volunteer. He's a volunteer security policeman.
But it's government run.
Yeah, absolutely. Comes and grabs him and drags him off. Now I've been trying to find out why, because they're not filming in a sensitive area.
Nope.
He was not saying anything political.
He has a journalist pass.
He's fully legal.
Vetted, followed.
He's not standing in the road.
Nope.
He's standing on the sidewalk. Okay, and the cameraman, as you can see at the end, is standing like on the path.
He's not in Xinjiang in front of a concentration camp.
So the speculation is that they didn't want him filming there because it's just a dingy road, and they wanted them to be filming in front of like the big fancy stadiums and stuff like that, and that's why they like moved them along. Because he says like you got to go forward, like one train's or whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's just kind of ridiculous. What do you expect? See that again.
咱们往前走，哥们儿。稍等一会儿，往前在新闻联播。Ja, we worden hier inmiddels, je merkt het, al weggetrokken. We zijn net ook al bij een ander gebied weggezet. Dus ik vrees dat wij later even bij je moeten terugkomen. Dat kan halen, ja.
Dat denk ik ook.
I like guys like Nikamala. The reporter speaks great Chinese, by the way. So he's obviously lives there, or at least
he's got a Beijing accent. So.
But he's trying to say in Dutch as well, like, oh, we're just reporting here, but I'm being dragged away, you know. And he's also says to the guy, like, we're just like reporting. What's the deal? And then he's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, so basically, I see this as either retaliation for the NOS report to be like, fuck you, we're not going to let you film,
okay.
Or also just to disrupt any sort of broadcast that's not perfectly aligned with what they think it should be.
I also think they didn't realize this is a live broadcast.
Yeah.
Because, like, no, seriously.
I don't think they give a shit.
No, look, in China, you don't do live broadcasts on the street.
No, you don't.
You don't.
No.
It doesn't happen.
It's too much of a liability.
And they don't have that infrastructure. I've never seen live broadcasts off the street in China. It's always they set people up there and they film something, and then it gets edited later and put up. So these guys probably think that's what's going on here.
Sure.
They're like, look, they're filming something, but we don't want them to film it here. Let's move them along. They can start over.
I know that they do happen if there's enough buffer, like there is, but by and large, most of the news coverage is not live.
Reporting, I've been on Shenzhen News quite a few times. They've got good equipment and stuff, but they don't do the live broadcast. They don't have that sort of infrastructure out there. It just doesn't seem to happen.
Right.
I mean, they do live streams with phones and stuff, but I'm saying like, that kind of thing, stand with a microphone.
Sure.
So I think they probably thought they weren't live.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't have done that, right? Otherwise,
I think they would have.
Maybe.
I don't think they give a shit.
I mean, also,
God forbid you disrupt this bullshit foreigners broadcast. They don't give a shit.
No, and on top of that, they can't understand Dutch, so they probably like maybe he's saying something bad.
Yep.
You never know.
Kibosh it right now.
Yeah.
Why would he be standing here with all these police cars in the background, right?
Yeah.
You know, it looks bad. They'll say, "Wow, Khan, like go to a different area."
Yeah, exactly.